Chapter 10. Too Good to Be Through was about a 10-minute ride away. Every time a car passed, Donica would duck her head and tuck her chin into her shoulder to make sure that nobody recognized her. When she and Augie arrived at the store, they rested their bikes next to each other against the wall. Then Augie pushed open the door, setting a string of brass bells jingling a cheerful welcome overhead. "Sorry, we're closed for inventory," Mrs. Cooter called from the back of the store. "And on top of it, we're leaking." "It's me, Mom," Augie shouted back. "And Donica." "Donica Perfecto?" said Mrs. Cooter, pushing her way through a rack of old fur coats and emerging with a moth-eaten sleeve caught around her neck like a one-armed bear hug. "This is a surprise." Mrs. Cooter was wearing a long purple dress with white polka dots. Around her waist she had tied a wide lavender-striped necktie. In her hand she held a child-size felt cowboy hat with a faded picture of a freckled-faced boy on the front. The words "Howdy Doody" were stitched under it. "Donica asked me to teach her how to charve," Augie said, holding up the atlas and a package of cheese he'd brought with him. "Oh, dear, I was counting on you to do the shoes," Mrs. Cooter pointed to a mountain of old footwear sitting in a heap on the floor. "Your dad's off trying to chase down another plumber, and I've got to move all the hats away from that back wall because of the leak. Poor Howdy here nearly went for a swim." Mrs. Cooter gently brushed off the cowboy hat. "I really need your help, Aug." "Don't worry, I can do both, Mom," Augie promised. "Great," said Mrs. Cooter, untangling herself from the coat. "You know the drill. Anything without a mate, toss in the throwaway box." Donica looked around and wondered why they didn't just toss the whole place in a throwaway box. Mrs. Cooter left Augie and Donica and returned to the task of rescuing her hats. "You sit here," Augie said, getting a chair for Donica and putting it next to the shoe mountain. "I'll get you started, and then I can match shoes while you practice charving." Augie spent about 10 minutes showing Donica the basics. "It's all about taking little bites," he told her. "Start with Kansas. Kansas, Wyoming, and Colorado are the easiest." Donica opened the atlas on her lap and peeled the wrapper off a fresh piece of cheese. For the next hour they worked side by side, Donica charving and Augie digging through the old shoes looking for matches. Every now and then Donica would stop and ask Augie for his opinion. "How's this?" she'd say, holding up a lopsided, chewed-up piece of cheese. "Horrible," Augie would answer honestly. Then he would put down the shoe he was holding and take a fresh piece of cheese out of the package. "You need to take smaller bites," he'd tell her. Or, "It helps if you tilt your head when you go around the curves. See?" Then he'd quickly nibble the cheese into a perfect Tennessee, or Oregon, or West Virginia. "How come you're so good at it?" Donica asked, tossing yet another mangled piece of cheese into the reject pile that was quickly growing at her feet. "Practice makes perfect," he said. "But if it turns out that even after you practice you still stink at it, maybe you can buy a book of magic tricks and learn one of those instead." "Why would I want to do that?" Donna asked, peeling the cellophane wrapper off a fresh piece of cheese. "For the party," said Augie. "Oh, right," Donica said, "the party." The bells on the front door jingled. "Is that you, Dennis?" Mrs. Cooter called, thinking maybe her husband had returned. "Oh, no," a woman's voice called back. "Sorry to bother you. I was just wondering if you might have any lamps for sale." "We're closed for inventory right now," Mrs. Cooter answered. "Plus, we've sprung a leak. But, well, come on in. I'll show you what we've got." Mrs. Cooter came to the front of the store and escorted her customer to the furniture section. "Sorry about the mess," Augie overheard her saying. "Plumbing problems. Can you believe one measly pipe could cost $10,000 to replace?" "Ouch," said the woman sympathetically. "Heaven knows where we're going to find that kind of money. A lamp, you said, right? How about this nice green one? Or, if you want something unusual, this kitten has a nose that lights up when you plug it in." "Oh, that one would be perfect for my daughter's room," said the woman. Augie was busy pawing through the pile of shoes, looking for the match to the blue one with rhinestones on the straps. When he glanced up and saw Amy Schneider standing there watching him, "Hi," he said. Amy gave a little wave. Donica, who didn't want anyone to know what she was up to, was unhappy to see Amy. She quickly shoved the piece of cheese she'd been working on into her mouth, then hid the rest of the package behind her back. "What are you doing here?" Augie asked Amy. "My mom's looking for a lamp," Amy answered softly. "Oh, well, I'll matching shoes for my mom," Augie told her. "And Donica is matching shoes too," Donica interrupted, quickly swallowing the lump of cheese in her mouth and then jumping off the chair to throw herself into a sudden frenzy of shoe sorting. "We're very busy, Annie." "You mean Amy," corrected Augie. "Whatever," said Donica. "The point is, we're very busy, and there's not much room back here. And besides that, you know what they say about three being a crowd, right?" Amy got the message loud and clear, but Augie, as usual, missed the point and didn't understand that Donica was trying to make Amy feel unwelcome. "I can scooch over and make more room if you want to help too," he said. He reached into the pile of shoes and pulled out a red one with a big flower on the toe. "Why don't you see if you can find the other one of these?" But when he turned around to hand Amy the shoe, she was gone. "I wonder where she disappeared to," he said. Donica shrugged and tried to look innocent. A few minutes later, the bells jingled over the door as the Schneiders left with their purchase. Donica immediately threw down the shoe she'd been pretending to find a match for and went to retrieve the package of cheese from its hiding place. "Can't you lock the door or something?" she said. "It's very distracting when people show up uninvited like that." In the car on the way home, Amy held the new kitten lamp on her lap. "Won't that be cute in your room?" asked her mother. "Uh-huh," said Amy. But her thoughts weren't on the lamp. Instead, she was picturing the sneaky look she'd seen on Donica Perfecto's face, thinking, "I wonder what she's up to."